Welcome to the Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody podcast, episode 1. I'm Coley.
And I'm Joy.
Episode 1.
This is Joy and Coley checking in. What's up, Coley?
How you doing, Joy?
I'm all right. Basically, let's talk about this segment, What I'm On. So
we're gonna start every podcast just talking for a few minutes about what we on right now, and it could be some of anything. So, Joy, do you want to go first, or you want me to?
I can go first.
Off?
You know, something that I've been on is the show Black Mirror. I know that show's been out for a bit. Yes, I'm behind, but I've been watching it. It's super duper good to me. And I just really like it, and I feel salty that I just have started watching it, but I am definitely on that show this week, and it's on my mind. I literally had a Black Mirror dream about last night.
That's crazy. I still haven't seen that show yet, and I know you and your brother keep telling me I need to watch it. You say you could watch any episode. I just, that's the perfect show that I can watch on a plane. I want to just be able to sit there. I don't want to have to talk to nobody. I don't want to have to reflect on it. I just want to watch it and take it in for what it is. So I'm going to watch it, though.
It's one of those shows that if you're on a plane, it might make you feel a little bit scared that your plane would crash. It does give you that type of feeling. Just pre-warning. Disclaimer.
Hey, a lot of movies get me the feeling that as a black man in America, I ain't going to make it, but I still watch those. So, that is what it is.
And you?
You know what I've been on lately? Be in the building, but NBA All-Star Game. And obviously I care about that every year, but more so this year, I noticed that the prize money has gone up. So every member of the winning team gets $100,000.
Oh, damn.
And the members of the losing team get $25,000.
They still get money?
Yeah, they do.
Aren't they millionaires already?
They're millionaires already, but they should be compensated for their time and for their effort. And I think, the fact that $25,000, which is, for you and myself and Nick who's sitting here with us, that's life-changing money. $25,000, you might not see me for a few days, but but you think about it now. I think about the All-Star Game and watching the last few years, it's become unwatchable. It's become the not and one. You're seeing, scores almost in the 200s, no defense being played. So now with something on the line, with the teams being picked, you hope that you're going to get a more competitive product or something more is on the line. I personally, I looked at it and, being that this is the first one where I'll actually be in the building, I'm excited to see the best players all on the court at one time. I think what's going to be even more exciting for me is seeing that there's some higher stakes. You always see the guys kind of tighten up their D in the end. But I like what baseball did a few years ago where the winner of the All-Star Game, that league, got home field advantage in the World Series. So think about it. So if, the National League, you have to take it seriously because usually the manager of the first place team is managing. So you can't just manage to get by. You want to manage to make sure you get that slot.
Yeah, well, that's even more incentive, too, just to make it to the All-Star Game because back in the day, they used to have that McDonald's vote-in. And then now it's people, do they still get voted in by fans or how do they?
Listen, I've seen it. I've read it. It's a very complex procedure, and then you still don't know the final say. So it's a combination of fan vote, coaches and media get to pick the starters, but then there's captains, and the captains are named by who get the most votes between that initial group. But then there's another group who are the reserves who come from, I think, the same pool of votes. And then after that, the captains pick the team. Did you follow that?
So but who gets the money? The final team or anybody that made the list?
The final winning team. Yeah, so anybody who plays in the game gets the money.
Oh, and did the dunk prize go up?
I don't know what those prizes are because I feel those guys get kind of screwed anyway because you got some great dunkers. Don't get me wrong. The contest last year was Levine and Gordon last year, or was that 2 years ago? I believe that was last year. You have some of the best dunk contests going on ever, and then they should find a way to give a tie when you have a show that well. Now, you got some interesting participants, but enough about that. I think we got some more pressing business.
Yeah, I could go on. I love the All-Star Game, especially basketball. As a kid, I used to watch Inside Stuff. They used to do the kids show.
Yeah.
And then then it's the actual thing. It's exciting. So I get your excitement.
Yeah, I'll definitely do a wrap up when I get back from LA this year, and we can dive into it then.
Okay.
let's get to the more pressing business at hand.
All
You know,
right.
we're fortunate enough to be recording our first podcast one day after the Grammys, fresh on our minds. So
Yeah.
let's get to it. So, what are your initial take on the A, the show, B, the nominees and the awards given?
Okay, well, the Grammys is like one of my favorite shows since youth, since the Anita Baker talent show. See my tie-in. I thought one of the highlight, of course, Kendrick Lamar was a top performance. Like that's really like Kendrick Lamar's performance stands out the most. And then I wish I just had a sweatshirt, a T-shirt that says "This is a satire" by Kendrick Lamar. Like I like that a lot. And then like Lady Gaga, she brought me to tears just because I love both of the songs. The Kesha performance, I know it's Me Too and the Time's Up and all that, but I wasn't. I mean, I get it, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is a showstopper. Like those are the two performances that stand out to me, and those were like in the beginning. So I would say performance wise, those two stood out. Kelly Clarkson's Horrible Dress, that definitely stood out. I don't know if she designed it herself or what, but that really bothered me.
Performances that stood out for you, you're saying Kendrick Lamar and Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can't argue with Kendrick's performance, what that was, especially to open the show at the top of the hour. I think for me, obviously, from an overall showmanship standpoint, he's definitely come a long way, so I agree that was an excellent way to start the show. And then with Cardi B and Bruno Mars, or do I say Bruno Mars and Cardi B, what they were able to do was very impressive. I think Bruno always brings it, and this year, he had his dancers, and he's moonwalking and breaking and popping and locking.
It was entertaining.
So I thought I thought it was the night of Bruno Mars, and as we'll get into, I wasn't surprised by any of that at all. So what do you think? Knowing that we haven't had a chance to record a show before today. So what do you think about the general nominations and who was nominated and who was omitted just from nominations before we get to winners and losers?
Okay, well, definitely I had to say, as somebody who's been an avid fan of the Grammys, I would say that to me this year, the categories were I felt most evenly stacked. Like, it wasn't somebody like for instance, in the R&B category, it wasn't just like random people. Like, I feel like last year, I think Maya was nominated. And she's good, but it's like, who? Like, what? It just was like this year, I feel like it was more evenly stacked just with the nominations. So it made me want to watch because it was at least like for each category, it would be like 3 people I'm rooting for. Instead in past years, it would be one person I'm rooting for, and then they're not going to win on top of it. So I enjoyed that. I thought that was much better.
We got a good mix. We got a good range. We got a diverse range and nominees pretty much in every category, pretty much as broad and diverse as we could get. And I feel that's something that's been missing from previous year shows. I think for me, we can't really do a show talking about the Grammys and not call out that A Tribe Called Quest's last album wasn't nominated for a single Grammy. That I feel some kind of way about it.
Right.
And the thing that always makes me feel better about that is when everybody feels that way. And for Dave Chappelle to present, what was it rap album or rap song of the year? I'm sorry, I forget which one, but for Dave Chappelle, rap album. For Dave Chappelle to come in and call out not the group, but each of the members by name, Ali Shaheed, called out Q-Tip, called out Busta Rhymes sometime, called out Consequence sometime, then called out Phife Dawg. To me, that meant a lot, and I think for him to do that, and I'm not sure if it was scripted.
I doubt it.
But that makes it even that much more impactful because we'll get into Dave Chappelle. He has a pretty prominent role on the show, in my opinion. So I think for something like that to happen is there. Across the board, though, musically, I like the range of people I saw nominated. We'll get to some of the key awards and their winners and what we thought about that. But to see Dave Chappelle call them out like that I think that went a lot further than them winning the damn awards. So I'm happy that happened.
Phife, he's not here anymore. Rest in peace. So it's just one of those like.
I believe they got nominated for Best Rap Album in 97.
Oh, that was, yeah. So they're basically nominated in 97, 99, and 2012. but they didn't win. That's all. So I was incorrect. They have been nominated.
I'm just looking up to see who won Best Rap Album in '99.
Yeah, I'm curious in '99 because that Love Movement, I felt like that was a soundtrack to my life.
You done started, and I can't focus without knowing who won
stop.
that. Oh wow,
it was Eminem, some shady.
All right,
oh,
all right.
But
that's
right.
Like
that's literally how I feel like the Grammys have been like up till this year, where it's just somebody like, what the hell?
And you can't hate him in some shady LP, but I think M is one of the coldest writers in hip hop that's ever lived in hip hop. So
I just can't relate to
that. That's for a whole nother show, and I think you relate to him more than you think. Anita Baker.
Caught up in the rapture.
While we're on the talk of nominations, before we get to winners, can we talk about Jay-Z's 8 nominations before we get to who won and who lost?
Okay.
Do you feel that album was worthy of 8 Grammy nominations? Keep in mind, the brother got 16 already, but was 444 worth 8 Grammy nominations?
Well, I mean, I feel that the Grammys were in New York City. That's one. And then you have, Jay-Z's album was very good. Do I think that he should have got more than Kendrick Lamar? I'm uncertain. I feel like his album was good, was really well done. Would it have been as well done if Kendrick wouldn't have came out with Damn? Probably not. So I don't see why he got as many nods, and then on top of it, for him to get 8, and he won the Icon Award, but then he didn't win any awards. So it was just like, why? He didn't win.
Yeah.
Except for he did win the Icon Award the night before, but on the night of the Grammys, they could have given him 1.
Yeah, and I think we'll get into that. So, 8 nominations, Jay-Z 444. I think there's a lot of good elements from that album that came forward. To get 8 Grammy nominations is an accomplishment in and of itself. But I think, let's talk through some of these winners. And I agree with you on some things. I think each of these artists push each other. So the Damn album coming out is obviously going to push Jay-Z in a day and age where, your deadline isn't when the physical copy is going to hit the stores, but you have up until the day before, because he was coming up with lines of events that happened the week before. You have time to perfect your album. So I think all of these artists push each other. And I think Jay-Z, though, I think he set a benchmark, and I think each of these guys set new benchmarks for everybody to reach. So I think with that, let's get to the winners, and let's kind of go through some of the big categories. So I'll kick it off. So what are your thoughts so we actually sat down, and in the categories for songs that we actually knew, we didn't touch country because we're not classical or best musical performance in an animated short or whatever
contemporary
categories.
Christian.
Yeah, we weren't educated on, or we didn't listen to consistently. We didn't bother with. So we start with record of the year. Let's start with the big one. So
okay.
In that category, Bruno Mars won for 24 Karat Magic.
Okay.
Right? For record of the year, he beat out Redbone, Childish Gambino, Despacito, The Story of OJ by Jay-Z, and Humble Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
So how do you feel about Bruno Mars winning that one? Which I believe I chose accurately. I don't know who I picked, but I feel like I got most of them right.
Well, Coley was accurate. He picked 24 Karat Magic for record of the year.
Street.
I picked Redbone for Childish Gambino. I was kind of torn on this one. I was going with 24 Karat. When he won, I agree with it.
Let me ask you this. Did you pick who you want to win, or did you pick who you thought would win? Because I picked who I thought would win. Not necessarily who I thought deserved to win.
Okay. Well, in some categories, I picked who I thought would win. In some categories, I picked who I just wanted to win. In this particular one, for record of the year, I picked who I wanted to win. I didn't think he was really going to win.
See, I picked this like I was in Vegas and like I was putting money
down. You won the money. You definitely won the money.
This song was going to win. From the first time, he was coming off that Uptown Funk, that whole move. So I think 24 Karat Magic came out at the right time. He did the carpool karaoke. He had the right momentum, and he built this, and he's so damn likable. He's black, he's white at the same time. Like, everybody likes him. My mom to, like, our son. Like, nobody, I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Bruno Mars. And then the music, like, his live performance is off the chain. His Super Bowl performance from a few years ago. So, the man has done no wrong musically to me. And I think this award is well deserving for record of the year, which is basically song of the year, right? Record of the year. So I think we all, Redbone. I think with Childish Gambino, what he's done is amazing. So I want,
Okay. So for the 24 Karat Magic, I just think that you could go back to your point about Jay-Z. Like, he got 8 nominations. I don't know how many Bruno got, but if you compare, I feel like Jay-Z didn't get the radio play like that. For him to have like that many nominations, I mean, 24 Karat Magic was just like everywhere. Story of OJ, I mean, you ain't gonna hear that on 96.3. Is it a well-written song? Yeah, but I mean, it just wasn't the same, just like popularity. It wasn't as trendy. Whereas like at the end of the Grammys, when Bruno Mars told that story about, he kind of told the story of why he made that album the way he did, and that made him even more likable, and that made me more like understand why he won. Like, he had a whole concept, really. So I just think, dude, he deserved it. I can't hate on dude. And the way he was doing the MC Hammer and like dancing, I wish that was me when I was 14. I'm just saying.
So you're saying the fact that he copied off of black culture in the 90s is why he deserved to win. Every album that he listened to and sang when he was younger was a Babyface or Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, or L.A. Reid.
Yeah.
And because he danced like the Fly Girls and Living Color platform created by the Wayans brothers, he deserves to win. Is that what you just said?
I'm uncertain. I'm not necessarily saying that. I feel like there's people who literally do just copy. But in his case, I feel like he was showing respect. He was like showing tribute. It wasn't like he was like, oh, I'm going to, this is a hit. Let me copy this. This works. I mean, I don't want to say like, best example, Justin Bieber. If I got Justin Bieber and Chris Brown, Justin Bieber literally copies Chris Brown to me. But he's not going to shout out Chris Brown like, yeah, when I was 12, I saw Chris Brown do a flip on that extra Trident commercial, gum commercial, whatever the hell he used to do. And I decided that I wanted to, make a tribute album to him. I feel like Bruno Mars like really was trying to play tribute or homage to those artists, not just like get a quick dollar and copy them and influence their, like, did it work out for him? Yes. Is it gimmicky? Yes. It's pop music, but I don't know if his intentions were, I feel like his intentions were more pure.
I would agree with his intentions being pure. What I would like to see is him elevate the people that inspired him even more. And the fact that he openly did that during his record of the year acceptance. I'm not sure if he did that during record or album of the year.
It was album of the year.
But he did that while on stage was awesome, because Uptown Funk, a lot of people argue that was a Morris Day and the Time tribute, or I don't want to say ripoff, but that was greatly inspired by Morris Day and the Time and what was going on in Minneapolis at that time. And you can't really argue with that, from the zoot suit to the way they dance, seeing what he did with
but is that his fault or Mark Ronson? Because Uptown Funk is on Mark Ronson.
It's nobody's fault.
I'm just saying, though.
But I think it's a track produced, and you go with it. I think Mark Ronson was clearly influenced by those guys. He heavily uses that same instrumentation and, plays a lot into that. Well, he has a range from all the Amy Winehouse stuff that he did to some of the Adele stuff. So I think Mark Ronson has a range. I mean, the fact is Bruno Mars has he's consistently, he's found his lane by paying homage to the people that he's sang growing up. I wouldn't mind seeing a Bruno Mars cover album next out of him. He's not at that stage where he needs to do that in his career, but if he just, did an album where he did nothing but covers of the songs that he used to like, I think that goes a long way. I know Seal, he did that. His last few albums were that, and those were pleasant, and I know, there's reasons why he had to do that, because his career's kind of gone ice cold, after, his Heidi Klum situation. But, that is what it is. But I think Bruno is interesting, and I think he's well deserving. As we go through this, we're going to talk a lot about him and all of his wins. Yeah. I just want to see him, now that he has his platform and he's done no wrong, and, I thoroughly enjoy him. Really mad I missed his concert last time. I want to see him now start to feature these guys and really, show them the love. And it's not because he's done anything wrong. I think it's just an opportunity to really broaden the music spectrum and, introduce this generation of listeners to the music that inspired him. And he's done a great job encapsulating that spirit and making it contemporary. So now let's push it a step further. So
yeah, because Bruno was at the BET Awards. I mean, dude ain't just out here bogus. I just think like his next album, if dude is like doing the 2000s, I'm gonna be like, okay, Bruno, like what the hell? Like if dude is doing 2005 and he's like Aaliyah or whatever, 1 in a million, it's just like, dude, you doing now something ain't right. But if I just am curious to see like what is he gonna come with next, because he can't just keep going in his lane. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, my prediction is it's going to be a Jodeci album. I think Bruno's doing his thing. I think it's going to be interesting next. I think his next move is to pay homage to the R&B bands of the 90s, the Shys, the Jodecis, the H-Town. I think he's going to go down that lane because you can already see some of the Jodeci swag in him. So I think that's going to be the next move that he makes. That's my prediction. I think he's going to go full on with that Jodeci, or he can go full with he mentioned Teddy Riley as well. I could see him doing with a, Teddy Riley, Blackstreet guy type inspired thing. I think that's the move next.
Yeah, I'm just intrigued to see. But all right, because Bruno won Record of the Year, Album of the Year, which we both picked him for. Song of the Year, you picked Bruno. That's what I like. But I picked Despacito. And I thought that song should just win because that was just like an international just hit. Like, give it to him. It's Song of the Year. The people of Puerto Rico need it. It's just uplifting. I thought it would. I didn't pick that one just from emotion. I picked that one because I honestly thought it should win. It's like setting records. So I think that it set more records than Bruno on that one. So I kind of didn't agree why they didn't. Because Despacito, I don't believe, from what I researched, didn't win anything. Yeah, they got to perform, which was cool. But I think they should have won something.
I thought Despacito came out in 1993. It sounds like every other song that falls into that genre to me. That sounds more bogus than I intended to, but it really does. Like, I didn't know it was a new goddamn song until we started doing our Grammy picks and we played it for me.
I mean, I've done a lot of Zumba in my days, but that damn song was catchy. I don't know what it was about it, but it just stood out from all the other Zumba songs, which do sound very similar.
Move me not at all. Like,
I thought it was a good song.
I don't get it.
Why.
I thought the guys that did the Macarena sang that song.
No, not.
And then I heard that Daddy Yankee did it. I was like, oh, so it probably came out in 2001.
Like it's in the same category as like Suavemente. Like
what year did that come out?
Well, that came out a while ago. But if you're gonna say one salsa song that you know Suavemente, maybe because it was on the box or whatever. That video used to be on the box all the time. But Suavemente, Despacito, I put them like in the same, like, it's a hit. It's gonna be a hit like 20 years from now. It's just a hit. It's nothing more to it. They should have won a Grammy. That's my opinion. That's it.
Hey, I thought Bruno did his thing.
Yeah.
Despacito, at the end of the day, they did their thing.
Yeah, they did good.
So it is what it is. So what else did...
We got next for Best New Artist, we both selected SZA, who did not win, and she lost to Alicia Cara.
I didn't know enough about Alicia Cara, but I'm not mad at this either way.
Alicia Cara, I knew she was, so when she won, I wasn't like salty because she has some, like, her songwriting is well done in my opinion. So I could see why she won, and she's like more poppy and just like more easier to cross over. But I think SZA is, to me, the best just new artist coming out just artistically. She's just good.
There's a hashtag right now going out, Grammy So Male. Apparently, there are statistics apparently of, I don't want to say this wrong, but the fact that I don't think Gaga won a Grammy, Kesha didn't, SZA didn't win one, Lorde didn't win one. I think it's
Lorde didn't get to perform. I thought that was kind of weird. Cause she was nominated for everybody nominated for album of the year should have got to perform but she didn't get to perform. She was the only one.
They say that...
Or Jay-Z, my bad. He didn't perform.
They say that about only 9% of the nominees for the Grammys in the last 5 years have been made up of females. So think about the percentage of people, and that was probably mostly Adele when you start to factor in the winners. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how that shapes things. So I haven't had a chance to really sit and digest that because I got to look at when you just think about certain genres. Like I don't, Rhapsody was in for Rap Album of the Year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if any other female has ever been. So right then and there,
Yeah.
that's always going to skew there. I got to do more research to really understand that number and get back to it. But I think the fact that that came out so quick.
I mean, somebody is with the Me Too times up. Somebody is like literally like calculating that. It's just like, okay, I'm not finna. I don't want to be bogus, but I'm just finna be bogus. Like you need to be a good musical act. Now, Lady Gaga, her music was very good, but if you talking about Kesha, yeah, she has that song, but that song is so emotional. Anybody could be up there singing that song. It ain't like somebody is like, damn, look, Kesha, man, she's off the chain good. No, the song that was probably not, she did not write. The song that would, or maybe she did write it, but that song is just a good song. Anybody could have been up there singing and it would have been a hit. Like, some people you gotta look at all components. Are they just phenomenal artists? Like, in the rap category, sorry to say, Rhapsody, like, thank you, Rhapsody, for, like, her album is super good, but I'm not finna, like, I would be pissed off if it was a rap category and it was Cardi B in there just because they're like, oh, we need a female. Because I don't want that, the time's up, like, dude, don't do too much. We don't need it to be like where now every category got to have a female just because, like, they need to deserve to be there. That's all. I mean, it's like, dude, I don't feel like everything is like a conspiracy right now against, like, the women. Like, I just, it's like literally, it just seemed like somebody's calculating, like, how many women were featured. It was mad. But I get their point. I think Lorde should have got to perform. I thought that was bogus. She should have got to perform.
I'm not sure if she was offered to perform.
She wanted to, and she didn't get to perform.
It's already a 3.5 hour show. Who do you not have perform?
But to me, she's a cool performer. I like how she moves and sings and stuff. But that's just me.
See, I could go without Lorde if she didn't do anything.
Just cut the damn country. Me. Who cares? No, if there's anything you're gonna cut,
half of America cares about that.
Unfortunately,
get it right.
I know.
And lyrically, you can't mess. You can't like what country artists do lyrically.
Okay, don't act like you. Okay, don't act like you didn't fast forward through the country segments.
Hey,
so don't,
on your instruction.
Try again, boo boo. The country is getting fast forwarded. Do they have beautiful, wonderfully well written songs? Yes, but it's like
I don't think it should never. I don't think any Grammy conversation shouldn't be about do less of this so you could do more of this. I think I think the point I'm going to make about this, at the end of the day, the Grammys is an entertainment property now. It's not an award show. The Grammys is a property, and it's about, for them, they need to produce a 3.5 hour program or a 4-hour program that's going to make you want to watch. Not only watch, but go to their website, make you care about each and every artist and build the story and the drama. This is Coley's rant of the podcast. They propped Jay-Z's ass in the front row for 4 hours for him to sit next to his beautiful wife, his beautiful daughter, and his best friend. They had him sit up there for 4 hours, honored them at the very beginning, and the second I saw him sitting up there and they gave him that, was it a music icon award? I'm like, I said, that nigga ain't winning a damn thing tonight. And we knew that off the jump. They used him to market that broadcast, the fact that it was in New York. We all got on IG, saw that Rock Nation brunch, and said, damn, he's doing it big. But the reality is, Jay-Z, and you talked about this earlier, his album didn't get radio play because he launched his album on his own platform, Tidal. Platform that he owned and a platform that he built to sell it to Sprint, to now have a platform to push music on mobile devices, which is how all of us listen to our music nowadays. He built his own platform before he could even let us hear it on Apple or Spotify. He built it on his own platform. I don't even know if the album is on Spotify yet. So he built that way. Nobody liked that, but that's scary to people. That's very, very scary to people. Chance, as independent as he is, he worked through Apple and he did things his way, but his music was able to get out there. His message was able to get out there. So that's the way Jay-Z did it differently. 2, and follow me on this one. Last year, Adele, and I'll always respect her, she got on that Grammy stage and said, "You guys fucked up. My album was great, but Beyonce put out this masterpiece with Lemonade, which found a way to control her own story and narrative about her and her husband and infidelity and Becky." And Dell got on that stage and said, "You guys fucked up. I don't deserve this war. She should have got it." So as payback for Adele telling the Grammys that they fucked up, they told Jay-Z, like, "You not getting shit, nigga. You gonna sit here. We gonna have you smile. You gonna help us get our ratings. Just in case y'all want to come up here, just in case we gonna get all you, Joey and Coley, to sit here for 4 hours to see if he's gonna come up here and make a cool speech." They don't forget the fact that he won the last Grammy he won. Well, I forget, it had to be 2013, I believe it was, where he drank the Douce out of the Grammy. They didn't forget that stuff. They didn't forget he leveraged his award to do that, and that was an iconic shot, an iconic moment, and put that brand on the map. And now it's one of the top cognac brands in the country. They didn't forget that. They said, "Fuck you. You used us. Now we finna use you." That's why they were able to market 8 Grammy nominations. They marketed that shit for several months. And we're thinking in our head, there's no way you get 8 nominations. There's no way you're not going to win. And then we ran through that list, ran through that shit. Like, he's not going to win any of this stuff. Matter of fact, he probably shouldn't even be in some of these categories. But they gave him these nominations to get him to sit there in the front row. They gave him a little award off camera. And now we sitting here. Now you have somebody like me sitting there like, damn, he didn't play their game. And they leveraged him. But guess what? He's winning in the end. Because now he's set up. Now him and Beyonce set up their joint album, which they got it. That has to come next. That has to come next. Because they control their own narrative in the media because nothing gets out. They're very too calculated, very smart, intelligent people. They're going to do their own album next. And then you ain't going to have no choice but to get, they going to lead. They going to set the record for nominations, awards, rap album, R&B album, production. They going to come out with an album probably in 2020. I'm sure those numbers mean something, and they gonna set the motherfucking Grammys, BET Awards, Billboard Awards. They gonna set them on fire. So that's my rant, ladies and gentlemen.
Like you said, that's true. He's there, but they also got him there because they nominated Family Feud for the best rap duo performance to get Beyonce there as well. Because everybody's pissed because Beyonce didn't win. But at the same time, if you are a hardcore, if you're in the Beehive, then you would be pissed. To me, I would be pissed if Jay-Z won Album of the Year and Beyonce didn't win, because his album wasn't as good as Lemonade. I mean, so in a way, it's a chicken or the egg type thing. Because if Jay-Z would have won Album of the Year for 444 and Beyonce lost to Adele and didn't win for Lemonade, and there would be no 444 without Lemonade, then that's a real shit storm. It's just politics. To me, it's becoming more political. It's becoming more political. You don't want too many hashtags against you, so they got to think about all scenarios. Your point, I do agree with your point. It's an interesting point with the title component, but that damn title is just like, damn. I just want to listen to the music. I don't want to do all this. But that's society. That's Joy's rant. I don't want to have to join damn title to hear music. Like, dude, that's too controlling. Just give me the damn music. Just like if I can go to Best Buy.
But you got the music. You had to just go to a black-owned or a platform.
It's cool.
No, I hear things because I still ain't signed up for Tidal, and I refuse to do a bunch of free trials. And your brother need to get us his Family Pass access. That's a whole Uncle Joe, get us that. You got the Apple and the Spotify password.
It just sound better.
Listen, nigga.
Okay, back on task. So best pop. Oh yeah, what the hell were we talking about? The Grammys. Best pop performance. We had you had Ed Sheeran, Shape of You, which won, and I had Million Reasons, Lady Gaga. That song is so well written and so emotional for me. So I like that song quite a lot. She lost, so whatever.
Man, I should have went to Vegas and put some money on this. I know this game better than anybody.
Yeah, you did really good, because Best Pop Duo, you put Portugal, was it Feel the Man, I think the song? And then I put the Stay song by Alicia Cara, which did not win, but you won. Best alternative, this was my category because I love the alternative. So I had LCD Sound System and I had Arcade Fire.
You got to pick one.
Neither one won, so it doesn't matter. The national one.
Yeah, I didn't pick that.
Yeah, I love that type. I love that music, so that's just all me.
Not enough to pick a winner, but okay.
Well, they're all winners. That's my point. They're all winners to me. The best R&B performance, we both picked SZA, but Bruno Mars won.
I thought she would get one. I thought,
yeah.
I kind of thought like, you know what, they gonna get is black woman this award right here.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they have given her just? I mean, why did she win any award?
No. She was shut out.
Like that to me was just like, huh? Like SZA should have just won at least because this is her second album. It's well done. Her performance was good. Her outfit was a hot mess. But other than her outfit and the way she looked, I mean, she still should have won.
I agree.
Yeah, that's bogus.
Just a quick break in the action, and this will probably air several days after this becomes official, but Blake Griffin was just traded to the Detroit Pistons.
Sound the presses. Sound the alarm. My biggest surprise was best rap song performance that they didn't give that to Jay-Z and Beyonce. The production of No ID on that was exceptional. I mean, that was it was produced so well. And then the song was really good. But Kendrick Lamar and Rihanna, that song's good too. But Kendrick had already run quite a good amount. Just give him one.
I'm really surprised Family Feud didn't win.
Yeah, I'm
with you on that one. I thought that was just a better song. I felt the emotion was there. I felt the production value. Yeah. I felt it was there, so I agree 100% wholeheartedly with you.
Like our debate, we had Rap Album of the Year. You had Tyler the Creator. I had Kendrick. Kendrick won. That was my own. That was like the only one I got right.
You know, that was an example. Like if I was in Vegas, I would not have put money on Tyler winning. That one I went on who I wanted to see win. For me personally, I thought his album, the overall construction start to finish, was the best of anything I heard this year. I don't think I even had Kendrick's album in my top 5 albums of 2017. So I think he set the bar for himself with Good Kid, Mad City, and then To Pimp a Butterfly. I thought he set the bar so high with those. I felt that this one didn't measure up. I thought this album was a little bit darker, and I thought like the beats and the melodies, just the overall production didn't match those. And so for me, Tyler had it start to finish. He had some of the best lines. I thought Tyler essentially made a Frank Ocean album, but he rhymed over it instead of Frank singing. That's what I felt.
And that's better than Kendrick because?
Because just sonically, it's just better overall. It's more emotive to me. For me.
Like, yes, he had pleasant beats, he had pleasant hooks, he had pleasant songs on there. Like, I'm not going to hate on it. But, I mean, to me, so did Kendrick. Kendrick had, like, powerful messages. And, like, his album is literally, like, made for you to listen to from end to beginning, which he didn't do. He had never done that before. So how is that? How are you going to say that it's not, like, To Pimp a Butterfly was here, and then he still went above that with Damn. And that's why you just say damn, because it's just that damn good. It's good. That album is just like history, period, point blank. Tyler, the Creator, is that like history? Like, yes, I think it's good that he's nominated. And I think that, like, I feel like with Tyler, the Creator, it's almost like, dude, just like one of his friends was like, dude, I bet you can't win. I bet you can't get nominated for a Grammy. And then Tyler, the Creator was like, I bet I can. And then he made that album. It's like, where the hell has this been all this time? This was in you this whole damn time.
It's been with Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean, he got them beats. He got Channel Orange. He got all
Frank
that
Ocean
stuff.
Is like, dude should, and I don't know why dude wasn't nominated at all.
Because he's just been making trash since his first album.
No. He has not been making trash. I mean, I'm not finna say trash. That's like low. Like, dude, no.
It's very well documented that Frank threw out Blonde, and then I can't even remember the name of the second. He threw out his last 3 projects just to get him out there to get out of his contract. He threw out Channel Orange. What was that? I think we had just moved to Buffalo. So it had to be 2011. And then he went dark, and then all of a sudden, 2016, boom, 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 boom. That was get out of a contract. I think his next album is going to be a masterpiece. To your point, not to cut you off, I'm sorry. I think you're absolutely right. It's kind of like the Academy Award when Gabourey Sidibe was up for Precious. You knew she wasn't going to win that award, but at the same time, she'll never get nominated for another Academy Award. I think Meryl Streep won for something.
Probably Doubt. I have my doubts.
Meryl Streep won it. My thing is, and Howard Stern said this, that role was written, that's the only role Gabourey will ever be nominated for to win any type of major acting award. Monique got hurt. Thing. We'll talk about Monique another time.
Oh, good Lord.
But Tyler made this album. Let him get it. That's this one time. Let my nigga get it. Let him get it. Kendrick.
He's young. He's young.
Kendrick. So it's Kendrick. Kendrick, you got your chip. They more than made up for fucking you the Macklemore year, because we ain't seen Macklemore since. I think Tyler, you gonna come back again. I think you got a new respect out of a lot of people.
Yeah. I respect them hands down.
I just really like that piece of work, and it spoke to my heart. So
yeah, I agree. I'm just not.
But big up to Kendrick.
That's all. That's what I needed to hear. I think that's basically our Grammy synopsis. So
any final thoughts out of you, baby girl?
Baby girl.
Baby girl.
Final thoughts is actually, I had to say for the Grammys, I don't want to say good job, but better job. I like the comedians sprinkled in there. I like James, is it Corbin, right? I liked him as a host. Corden, my bad. I liked him as a host. I'm actually more looking forward to it. Like next year. I'm looking forward to next year more than I have in a while. So I think that's a good thing.
I think the Grammys is doing a better job putting on a production for their viewing audience. Opening with Kendrick, opening with Dave Chappelle. You had me hooked the rest of the show. What are they going to do next? I think they're being smarter on how to produce content, and I think we're going to continue to see that come out of them. I think we're going to start to see more Grammy music specials out of people, and I think you're going to see just the Grammy platform start to evolve. There's more awards categories than ever before. I think we're going to continue to see that, and overall, I appreciate the job that they're doing, exposing people to music, whether somebody gets an award or not. More people know who SZA is than they did before yesterday, and you have to give them props for that. So,
yeah,
good job overall. I give it a B.
Oh, if I could give it a grade, I give it. I'm gonna have to give a point scale. Out of 10, I give it 8.7.
Oh, well, I don't even. I just gave it a B. So I don't. That's like asking one of your students, to give you the answer to a math problem, and one of them talks.
That's my life every damn day. So
okay. Yeah, I think what we want to do is just tell people, both of us. I said I'm 35, and my wife will be 36 soon. So this is call this segment things we wish we would have known, and hopefully people can vibe with that and take something away. So she threw it to me, so I'll kick it off first. So something I wish I would have known. People always ask you the question, is it who you know or what you know? I think what I've learned on my time on this earth, it's who knows you. It doesn't matter if I know Barack Obama. It doesn't matter if I know Jay-Z. If they don't see me and say, oh, that's Coley, it doesn't matter. And if somebody you want to get that job from doesn't know you, or somebody hasn't vouched for you because that person knows you and what you can do, it doesn't matter. I think, what I want anybody listening to this to take away, is you have to present yourself and market yourself. It's not enough just to be good at something. It's figuring out how to package and merchandise what you want to present to the world so somebody knows you and knows your work.
Yeah, okay. I would say something that I wish I would have known. Since I am a teacher, mine are probably going to be geared to kids to think about. But something that I wish that I would have known is that I always wanted to be a singer, but you don't need to limit yourself to just one thing. If you know you like music, if you know you like entertainment, there's so many roles you could do and still be so close to what you really want to be a part of. So I think the life, something I wish I would have known is just like look into all aspects of what you love. If you like music, don't just say, oh, I want to be a singer. Look into all components of music. Maybe you could be like an A&R exec. Maybe you could be the person, designing the Grammys. Maybe you be like just a seat filler. Like you just got to look into all roles. Just like when I have students who are like, oh, what do you want to be? A basketball player. It's like, no, okay, you like basketball. You probably suck. So you need to look into other components of it. Maybe you could be a coach, or you could be, there's so many components that you could be still so close to what you love. If you love something, look into all sides of it so that you can still be close to it and just don't limit yourself. That's it.
And that's episode 1.
Yeah.
Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody podcast. Check us out. Check me out at King Clarendon on both Instagram and Twitter. That's at King Clarendon, KingClarendon.
Okay, and you can follow me on Instagram at Joy S.A. Blake, or you can follow me on Twitter at MomentaryWeb. And then, too, you can just follow us at our website and things like that. Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody.
Episode 1 in the books.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate it.